Rich Edson, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, last night it was Newt Gingrich and his group. Tonight it's House Republican leader John Boehner, another critic of the Obama Jobs Forum, taking it upon himself to bring together his own panel to address the job situation. Here to talk about the growing opposition is Michael Burgess, Republican from Texas. Welcome to the show. Representative, first question.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks for coming here. First question, the big nexus I think that everyone's upset about is where are the small business jobs? And we get giant corporations meeting the White House. No one's really feeling that good about it. But do we really just need a bunch of small businesses getting together and talking with you guys? Talk us through a little bit what the alternative solution you guys are trying to put together is.
Well, when you look at job creation in this country, everyone who stands up and gives a political speech will make reference to the fact that small business is the engine that runs our economy. But look, I'll tell you what I'm hearing, and I wasn't part of the summit today, but I have heard a lot from my district about jobs. And yes, certainty, you talk about certainty of the tax code, there's no question that's a big deal. But really, it's certainty in the job creation environment itself. And yet, what have we done this year? We're scaring small business to death with what we might do with them with energy charges and energy taxes. We're scaring them to death with an 8% payroll tax for health care. And oh yeah, we've got this big Consumer Financial Protection Agency that we're going to create next week, and that's got people up in arms as well. So small business is hunkered down right now. In fact, in my area, North Texas, things might be looking up a little bit from emerging from the recession. But when I talk to small businessmen in my district, they say, no, I really don't want to add a job right now. Perhaps I could. Perhaps I could expand a little bit, but I'm scared to death of what you in Congress are going to do to me over the next 12 months. So what we need to do is provide some certainty in the environment, calm down some of their fears on energy, health care, and what we're planning on doing in financial protection, and do some tax relief, and then get out of the way. And every single time in the past history of America, when we've done that and relied on the entrepreneurial spirit of small businessmen, they've responded, and they've created those jobs. We know it works. And you're going to have Timothy Geithner on here in a little bit.
Yeah.
I brought this up to him in a JEC hearing a week or two ago, and he said that broad political philosophy is what was responsible for the greatest crash in the last 50 years. But a writer for Bloomberg the next day said, Secretary Geithner, that's broad political philosophy essentially defines market capitalism. So if we're not going to believe in the fundamentals of market capitalism, what are we going to believe in?
Well, Representative, I buy into partially, yes, that maybe there's this paranoia, but if no one ever knows the future. We don't know. We didn't know this recession was coming. We don't know when it's going to end. I think also a big part of this, you just don't have demand. The reason those people you talk to aren't adding that other job is because they don't have the sales to support that other job. People aren't selling whatever product or service that they want to sell because it's the consumer that's in trouble there. And yes, you can go back to because maybe they don't have a job, but it's also, their home that they're worried about and their uncertainty as well. So it's more complex than just, we don't know what the future is going to be. We never know.
Well, but more than that, because it's not just we don't know what the future is going to be, but we don't know what Congress is going to be doing to us in the next 8 to 12 months. Look what we've done in the last 11 months, and you look at that, it's not a pretty track record. My area of North Texas, our jobless rate is much higher than it was a year ago, but it's not as bad as it is in some other areas of the country. And even still, with some job addition in the last month in Texas, small business owners are looking around saying, yeah, maybe we could add that other person, but right now is not the time. Let's wait and see what Congress is going to do with this energy bill. Let's wait and see what Congress is going to do with this health care bill. And again, next week we've got this huge financial package. No one knows what's going to happen. You referenced the credit markets earlier, and I'll tell you, that's a big problem back home. People say that, hey, you gave the banks all this money last year. Where's the credit for the small business? And I can't get access to capital. How am I going to expand?
Well, Representative,
and we've seen this in the past. The other recessions, this same problem has occurred. You'd think we'd learn from our mistakes in the past.
Well, Representative, here's your chance. The Obama administration said, here's our job summit. Then they invited Google. They invited Donald Trump. They invited, economist Krugman, who are pretty much on the left. They didn't really invite the right side too much. They didn't invite the small businesses. What would you say to the administration next time? Who should they have invited to the summit? Go ahead.
Maybe my invitation got stuck in the mailbox. I'll check when I get back to the office. You'll have to wait and see. No, they should have gone to not even Main Street, America. How about Elm Street and Oak Street, where the small entrepreneurs are out there busting a gut, trying to make a living and trying to make ends meet. Those are the people who should have been at the White House today. We know Google can make money. You give them the right tools, and they're going to do fine. But what you don't know is if the saddle shop, if the cardiologist office, if the financial planner back home in my district, you don't know if they're going to be all right. Those are the people that should have been at the job summit today.
Representative, we're just about out of time. The final question is simply this. You said in the last 11 months of the policies out of Congress and the administration have scared the American public. I really do think it's the last 2 years. Can you address that? Why should we really have any more confidence that even the Republican ideas would help at all?
Well, bear in mind that the House of Representatives has been under the control of the Democrats for the last 3 years. So I can't disagree with you about the last 24 months. But what I can tell you about the last 11 months is it has been such a startling lurch to the left that it's got everyone scared and everyone upset, quite frankly.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on all of this. Thank you. And as I keep on saying, I don't care if a Republican or a Democrat creates the jobs, just please create them. All solutions wanted. Everybody pick up those laptops.